monsters. Good day to you, partner. I'm Guy, and I can already tell that I'll be your best friend in this forsaken kingdom.
Hey guys, we Solo here, aka the Skeleton King. So Knife Wrench is kind of the meme captain. You know, I am the Skeleton King, and Knife Wrench is the meme captain, and Topwug is the master at T2 Rathma with the Bear Sork. And by the way, sorry for not making a video in a long time, but there wasn't much I wanted to do. But then when Knife Wrench talked about this, I was really happy I saw it, and it was something I really wanted to explore. So right now you can see that Shockweb is a really, really stupid ability, because you can cast it and it actually doesn't hit somebody quite often. But what is cool is that if it actually does hit something, then it does a lot of damage. And I mean a lot of damage. This is unoptimal gear, and it's doing 30,000 DPS, which is pretty good for a skill that you can cast and run around with. But that's not really why we're making this video. Why we're making this video is because Shadow Warriors have this very weird quirk with how they acquire the skills a player uses. And how they do this is every time you cast a skill, they get that skill. Now they're only going to use the skill that's currently on your left click. So for these situations, it would be Shockweb. Now, by the way, why am I replaying this? I'm replaying this because I just wanted to make sure that Shockweb actually stacks damage, because the new claw is going to allow you to have multiple Shadow Warriors. And then if you're casting as well, it's important to know that Shockweb actually will do damage if there's more of them on the ground. So this time I'm just casting slower, and as you can see, the kill is about twice as slow. So, again, if we cast a skill, our Shadow Warrior gets it. And if we cast another skill, our Shadow Warrior gets it. And then they're going to cast the skill on our right click. Shockweb has 6 synergies. So they basically have every single trap synergy except for Death Sentry. Don't ask me why they don't have a Death Sentry synergy. Doesn't matter. They have 6 synergies. That's more than enough. And you might go, well, we solo, you don't have enough skill points, so it's like a 4 skill would be just as good, because it's like all you can reasonably max out. Wrong. You're dumb. And I know this beforehand. Funny enough, they don't really care whether it's soft points or hard points. By the way, I'm just exploring to see how good Shockweb is, because it does good DPS. So I'm like, maybe it is good at Ubers. And no, it's not. It's kind of good if you cast it with another skill, but I don't even really know if it's worth your time, because it's kind of a bad skill. Like, they could buff its damage, and I still don't know if it'd be good enough, because enemies move. It's kind of like Meteor from Revives, right? It does a lot of damage, does as much damage as a Hydra, but the problem is the enemy might not just stand there and take it to the face. Okay, so if you have those 6 skills, and they get soft points, then you don't really need to worry about maxing out the skills. What would be the optimal skill point distribution? I'm honestly not sure. You don't even need points in Shadow Warrior, because it only increases their physical damage. It does give them more defense, and so it's probably worth it, because you have to literally give them the skill every time. So that means if your Shadow Warrior dies, you got to go through and cast every single one of those skills, and then go back to Shockweb. But since it does work on soft points, you get 1 point into each of its synergies, which is every trap but Death Sentry. Probably max out Shadow Warrior, maybe get Fade or Burst of Speed, whatever you like, Claw Block, things like that. Like, you can prioritize defense at that point, and you can be incredibly tanky. One of the other advantages is Summon Snapshot, right? So that means you can put on Shadow Disciple gear to summon the Shadow Warriors to make them as tanky as possible. Do all of your defensive skills, whatever you want, right? Fade or Burst of Speed, etc. Venom, I guess, for some reason, because you're going to be attacking. Probably not. Sounds really dumb, but, you know, you do you. And then you put on trap gear to snap those skills, okay? So you could actually snap 3 different points in this process. Technically more if you wanted to do Venom and even more stuff with your build. Because the Shadow Warrior will probably go up and melee attack. So if you gave them Venom and made sure they casted it, I'm assuming that would work. If anything I say is wrong in this video, please just let me know, because I think that'd be really interesting, and maybe I'll make one more video about this if I learn more about how it works, or maybe make one in beta to explore whether it's a meme. Okay, so now that you get the basic gist of it, that they can do an insane amount of damage because you can get like plus 30 soft point skills, snap all of those synergies onto Shockweb, and have them cast Shockweb. By the way, there's also people who explored Kick, and there's also people who explored Mind Blast, and they both suck. And this sucks, even if it did a lot of damage. But, if you have 3 of them, maybe it's a me. Skill King out, guys. GG.